Disasters everywhere. It's either in the West Pacific Ocean or the South Pacific. Even it can be in Canada. It can be anywhere. And everybody must be prepared with it. These are the four one of very awful disasters that we are going to talk about. A BBC US production introduces you to Nature Disasters Season 1 Cyclones. This is the one that destroyed the Philippines. This is Super Typhoon Haiyan. Tropical Depression 31W formed on November 3rd, 2013, and this will soon become a devastating one. Tropical Depression 31W quickly intensified into a tropical storm, known as Tropical Storm Haiyan. Tropical Storm Haiyan soon intensified into Typhoon Haiyan. Now it's a regular typhoon category. In just a few hours, Typhoon Haiyan turns into a super typhoon. On the same day, it also makes a devastating strike on Palau. Super Typhoon Haiyan is now an above average super typhoon with wind speeds reaching up to 315 kilometers per hour. Super Typhoon Haiyan makes 6 devastating landfalls on the Philippines, especially on the densely populated areas like Tacloban. Super Typhoon Haiyan weakens and makes landfall into Hanoi, Vietnam, which is a densely populated area. Typhoon Haiyan affected many land masses, causing severe devastation to the economy, resulting in millions of structural losses. Super Typhoon Haiyan's extreme influence on the surrounding climates have such impacts. The resulting in loss of life was tremendous and horrifying. The 190-mile-per-hour landfall, as estimated as the JCWC, resulted in thousands of lives lost, making the 10th deadliest typhoon to strike the Philippines. It made landfall in Houston. It submerged the entire city, and it also dumped 1.8 trillion gallons. You say this is Hurricane Harvey, the one that dumped over 1 trillion gallons of water. Like any cyclone system, it will always start out as a tropical depression. This time, it was numbered 9L. Now, it took no mercy on the Lesser Antilles. It killed dozens of people. Apparently, after making landfall, it weakened to a tropical disturbance, but it wasn't still done. Instead, it intensified extremely quickly, making it a Category 2 hurricane in just one day. Actually, 1.5. Instead, the hurricane took a loophole. Instead of just going directly inland, it had to go in, curve outward, go in again, and then that went inland. And because of that, 1.8 trillion gallons of flooded water was dumped. Major Hurricane Harvey made a devastating comeback from its first life in the Caribbean, rapidly intensifying to Category 4 and made landfall as strong as a Category 3 in Texas. Such a landfall breached Harvey's damage to over $125 billion in 2017 USD, subject to change. Inflation is not in there. It is the strongest hurricane ever seen in any Pacific hurricane history, breaking so many records. This is what they call big. Fastest 1 minute sustained winds ever recorded. 345 kilometers per hour winds. It is definitely Hurricane Patricia. 345-mile-per-hour winds. It is like any other storm, a tropical depression. Off the coast of Guatemala City, there goes a tropical depression. At a time of a quarter of an hour, it's already a tropical storm. On the second day of the tropical formation, it's already a Category 2. In just half a day, it had already become the world's strongest cyclone. On the same day, it also took a great and devastating impact. It has sunken deeply inside of Mexico, at least 100 miles away from the Pacific Ocean. The most notable feat of Patricia was its insanely high and strong peak with winds up to 215 miles per hour, the highest ever recorded central pressure of 872 millibars, and the second lowest pressure from tip, which happened in 1979. Even though activity doesn't quantify for speed, but strength does. This is the most powerful duo. This is the most powerful and also the unwitnessed storm. Over 50 ace was poured, making it the most hyperactive season ever. Super Typhoon, Ivan, and Joanne, the unwitnessed one. The two started off as twins, one named 27W and the other named 28W. On the second day of the storm, the twins, Ivan and Joanne, had intensified into a tropical storm, but one was weaker than the other. But actually, that is going to change. One is going to be stronger than the other, and soon they will be at the same strength. And so they had both intensified into an above average Category 5 typhoon. Well, it literally spilled over 30 accumulated cyclone energy into the season. On the same day, it also made a pretty devastating hit onto the main island near Manila. These two typhoons went across and caused havoc into the North Mariana Islands, Guam, and the Philippines. And because of this, everything was devastated. Obviously, the most notable event was the best known event of the season was the Category 5 Super Typhoon duo Ivan and Joanne. This is the only 7 other instances recorded where simultaneous Category 5s had been recorded in worldwide history.